All right, let's talk about the weather because that's a big news event today as we are watching for the potential for severe weather.
Absolutely. We will have severe weather in the state later today. The timing of it, though, is going to be late this afternoon and into the evening hours. So for Oklahoma City, if you have any plans this afternoon, you're going to be just fine. It likely won't even make it into Oklahoma City until probably after about 7, 8 o'clock this evening. You can see we've got nothing but sunshine out there right now. It looks like a beautiful day, and it will be a beautiful afternoon, at least for the next few hours or so. Let's go ahead and go to Links 1. I'm going to kind of show you what's going on. So again, lots of sun across the state. We have the clouds bubbling up across the panhandles right now. You can see where the spin is, and some storms developing in parts of southeast Colorado, northeast New Mexico. Well, these storms will eventually head east, and they're going to be making it into western Oklahoma. But again, it's going to be later this afternoon. So for now, NextGen Live, fairly quiet in Oklahoma. This is our Guthrie camera, part of our Lucky Star Skycam network. Temperatures are in the mid-80s. El Reno camera is still the same. We've got nothing but sunshine with temperatures in the low to mid-80s across north, upper 70s right now in the Panhandle, but already low 90s in southwest Oklahoma with a southeast wind between about 5 to 15 across central and eastern Oklahoma, but out to the west, we're seeing gusts as high as around 30 in western Oklahoma and also out in the Panhandle. Today, dew points are climbing a little bit more. We've already got low to mid 70s across the Red River, kind of the same thing in southwest Oklahoma. Most of us low to mid 60s. So there's some moisture to work with. The instability will be increasing, especially south and west later this afternoon, almost in that extreme category in the southwest. But eventually, once those storms come through, we're going to lose that instability. Storms are going to move out overnight. Tonight and tomorrow will be much quieter. But looking at our future cast, storms develop out to the west, moving into the Panhandle after 4 o'clock. The eastern Panhandle by about 5 o'clock, and then after that moving into western Oklahoma, and these will be supercells when they move into southwest western Oklahoma, eventually making their way towards I-35 after about 7, 8 o'clock, possibly the south metro before that. But these storms will still be severe as they make their way into the metro, losing a little bit of strength, but they could still be producing some large hail, some damaging wind gusts. An isolated tornado cannot be ruled out during that time, forming a much higher or bigger cluster of showers and storms in eastern Oklahoma, but they could still be severe even as they move into that part of the state after midnight tonight. So tomorrow will be fairly quiet. But just looking at our future rotating storms, again, starting the clock at noon today, things are going to be pretty quiet. But once these supercells develop after 4 in the Panhandle, they will be rotating, and they could get larger as they move into western Oklahoma. Stopping the clock at 8 o'clock tonight, now these supercells are beginning to move into at least the west metro, losing some of their punch after they move past east of I-35. So we're going to be watching those storms very closely later this afternoon into the evening. All storm trackers will be out. Jim Gardner and Bob Hill, Sky News 9, he's going to be up, and all the weather team will be in. Today, temperatures will make it into the upper 80s and low 90s across the south. Again, that wind's going to be picking up a little bit more. But again, later this afternoon and into the evening hours, we've now extended that moderate threat across central and even to parts of southeast Oklahoma, because they're still going to be severe as they make their way east across the entire state with up to baseball-sized hail. Wind gusts of 75 miles an hour, and a few tornadoes cannot be ruled out. The highest threat for tornadoes will be in western and southwest Oklahoma, but that threat will still be there even here in the metro, especially southwest metro. We're still going to be in that moderate category. Hail's going to be a big deal today. I think we could at least see up to golf ball size hail in the metro, but the farther south and west you go, the potential of seeing possibly up to baseball size hail will be there. We're talking wind gusts between 70 to 75 miles an hour as that line eventually moves across the east. So for this afternoon to evening, it's pretty much guaranteed that we will have these rain and storms across western and eventually into central Oklahoma, losing some of their steam as they move off to the east. But even later tonight, we're still expecting those rain and storms to eventually move into far eastern Oklahoma. Temperatures drop down into the low to mid 60s overnight tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be in the mid and upper 80s, 70s though across the southeast. Saturday afternoon, temperatures in the mid and upper 80s, and we're not done with the storms yet. We could still see storms later Saturday evening into Saturday night. So right now, everyone has a pretty decent chance across the state of seeing these rain and storms, and some of these could potentially also be severe with all threats possible. So we're going to be watching that very closely. Father's Day looks a lot quieter, just a slight chance of rain, especially early in the morning. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Juneteenth, that's on Monday. Temperature of 90 degrees. Summer officially arrives by about midweek next week. And we still have storm chances in there next week, but overall it does look drier. It also looks a little hotter.